To another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Cooper being Jinx. Because yes, that's right, Cooper is Jinx Arnold. He made him up. We were going to do this later, but some circumstance came up where Cooper decided to leave the Outcast channel because apparently I was not owning up to my actions, and since I was ignoring him. But so that's why we're doing this. I got Wyatt here.
Hello.
So we found out about this all very recently. It was very recently discovered that Cooper was lying to us about Jinx being real. Now, none of us knew this. Wyatt was the first one to figure it out, then me,
Then Nate.
then Nate, then Dylan. But we're gonna get into specifics right now. Right now about this. So, Wyatt was the first one to figure it out. Wyatt, can you explain how you figured it out?
Okay, well, Matt, we were in a feud before this, and when we became friends again, he told me about this feud that Cooper and this so-called Jinx person was having. So, I was like, oh, that's stupid. He sounds like a jerk. So, I went with it, because I had nothing else better to think. So, not too long after that, he wanted us to make diss tracks, but the only reason why he wanted us to do that is because around the time of this happening, he so-called gotten beat up by him. So I was thinking to myself, you didn't, because I was there the same day at work, in the same area you were. He was never there. We would have heard about it. And
Not exactly. So what? So the way that Cooper was talking about this, he was at the main part in this place, and Wyatt was there, and he never saw Cooper. And another thing was that Cooper came back, and he had no bruises or anything. And even if that person had slapped him, he still would have had a bruise or something to specify that he had it. But soon after that, Wyatt decided that he would try and figure out if Jinx isn't real. So, what did you find out, Wyatt?
so, me and Cooper, that is, decided to play Rocket League together. And I didn't think about anything about it, but realizing that the feud started in Rocket League between Cooper and this so-called Jinx over a clan tag, I was surprised. And to see an item in the game called Jinx, spelled slightly differently by one letter, I was starting to get suspicious then. Matt, you can tell him about how he got the last name.
So when Wyatt came to me and started telling me about all this, I'm gonna cut out that. So, the Dishonored part was made by when we were talking, around the time we were talking about this Dishonored series, and, that's Jinx's last name, and so we decided, we were like, wait a minute, Jinx Dishonored, that's how he came up with it. Also, Dishonored is an easy last name to come up with, even if that is not what happened. But that is already multiple facts on this. But we have even more stuff coming, guys. So, Wyatt decided after a little bit to tell me about this. He didn't find, I don't think he found much else out.
I didn't have enough evidence, that's why I didn't tell anyone.
And then, the biggest part, one of the biggest parts for me was everything that we know about Jinx, everybody, comes from Cooper. Cooper writes it on everything. He writes all the songs on Genius. He writes all the songs in Genius, so he makes every little titty bit of information and tells us about it. We've never met Jinx in person. We've never seen Jinx in person. We have never heard his voice. Cooper did show us a song, but the song was sung by that same person that was in the video that he said was fake. They exposed as fake. It was that same guy, the same Jamaican guy.
Which, by the way, was trying to write a diss track on a guy called AJ King.
Yeah.
So obviously,
and a even bigger thing. It's not as factual, but it's just a thing out there. Is that as Jinx's songs went along, they got worse and worse and easier to diss on. And Cooper was doing this so that he could make better disses on Jinx so he could become more popular. So that you guys would watch more of his videos and he would become way more popular. Sadly, we all fell for it. We were all like, yes, Jinx is real. Until Wyatt came up to me and told me. For a while there, we didn't want to tell Dylan or Nate. We figured out a few other things. What was it that we figured out? We figured out, how...
That, we figured out that he was using lyrics from, or kind of going off by other, rap stars.
Yeah. Alright, guys. I know that, Cooper is a way better... bigger YouTuber and is way more popular, but don't believe everything he says, because obviously he's already been lying to you guys for months, and obviously he's gonna lie to you to try and get you to think this. And it's okay if you believe him, but if you do, you gotta keep that in the back of your mind that he could be lying to you guys about it. That he might not be telling you the truth, and that you could be getting in to something that someone who will design people and make you feel like there's this big person out there that needs to be dissed, and then that person actually is fake and it's just Cooper making it up. I mean, you can believe anything that he says. We're not telling you to do what you believe. You can believe in us. You can believe what we say.
Yeah.
But I'm just asking you to have an open mind. And think. If Cooper comes up with great reasons, most likely, they're fake. So guys, next thing that happened was that, of course, the biggest thing was that all of Jinx's songs were on CD.
No one ever does that.
CD, so that we couldn't hear them. Nobody heard his songs. I never heard one of his songs. Not one.
And also, with the CD aspect, the only way you could get a CD out that fast is if someone burned it into a CD off the internet. So it's got to be on the web if it was real.
Yeah.
Because this was happening in a span of a day, and you can't produce a CD that fast.
The songs that Cooper put on Genius, he made those songs up. Those were the songs that he made up, and you could tell because of how bad each song is. Then there's the part where I told Cooper over and over again that I was gonna call Jinx a faggot, a maggot. I was gonna rhyme faggot with maggot in the song.
Yes.
Then Jinx went up in his next diss and called me a maggot. Excuse me? No, there's no way. How would someone know that I was gonna about that? Now, it could have been a coincidence, but I don't think it is. From
Judging
all the
on all the
facts that we have
evidence.
here, there's no way that that was a coincidence. Anyway, next,
We're gonna talk about.
we looked at Jinx's channel. It was made 2 months, just when the beef started. That's when Jinx's channel was made. Right, the first video he posted was of
The Jamaican guy.
was the Jamaican guy, and if this Jinx Dishonored, as Cooper called him, knew the Ricksmen, because he said he knew that these Ricksmen in his song, why did he have no subscribers?
I know.
Why did he have no subscribers? Wouldn't the Ricksmen subscribe to him? Yes, they would.
Exactly.
There is no Jinx. That's Cooper's profile. That's why it has no subscribers on it.
Now,
Okay, guys. So after figuring all this out, Wyatt didn't want to go down to Dylan and Nate about it, but after they made those disses, it hit me so goddamn hard in the soul knowing that Jinx wasn't real. After Dylan said that he spent all night trying to make a song, it hit me in the feels. So I was like, I told them both. I told them he's not real, and they were like, wait a minute, and they believed it. They were like, yes, he's not real, because we have such good facts. Because of all the evidence, we haven't seen one picture of Jinx except for the one that Cooper sent us. That was a stock image. We'll get to that later. Okay, further down the road, Cooper decided to come onto one of the parties and be like, yay, I met up with Jinx's ex-girlfriend, and we met up and I fucked her. He said he had sex with this woman.
he says
Woman
that with
he met a month ago.
He didn't even meet her.
Not even a month ago, 2 weeks ago. Which, again, this ex-girlfriend isn't real if you're following along with us. That's what we're getting at. The ex-girlfriend's not real. Yeah, that girlfriend of Jinx's isn't real. She isn't real. I don't know how to state this more. She really, really isn't real. Wyatt,
Yeah.
I can't believe that that he's lying to us about having a girlfriend.
I know.
He literally, okay, so we had this conversation with Nate where Nate gave up information. Apparently, to get Nate on his side, you know what? Me and Wyatt know what he did, but I'm gonna act like we don't. Wyatt, you know what he did?
What'd he do?
He showed Nate a conversation that he had with this ex-girlfriend of Jinx, and he covered up the name. Yeah. Of course he covered up the name.
Of course.
This man says that that Jinx's ex-girlfriend is now his girlfriend. Bullshit.
Not real.
That's bullshit. The ex-girlfriend isn't real. He played his hand too far. The ex-girlfriend isn't real because no sane woman would meet a guy in 1 week, fuck him, and then say he's his girlfriend.
And it's not like Cooper has the greatest of looks.
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand
There's
if
no
he
reason
did.
that this woman had any inclination to fuck Cooper. In a shed, by the way. He said it was in a shed.
And we've been to his house. His shed is very cramped. It has so
No, it was
many
at her
items.
house, he said. Her house. The
Oh.
house that we can't check in on. That we can't see. Because he's not real. So,
Or
later
even the
on,
girlfriend.
Dylan confronted Cooper a little bit. He asked Cooper if he could share a uh, photo of Jinx. And Cooper was like, yeah, I'll just ask his ex-girlfriend. So, he asked the ex-girlfriend, and the ex-girlfriend took a long time to send a photo. And then he gave us this photo on the Outcast channel on our Instagram. Look at it right there. That white boy with the buck teeth.
The
Yeah.
one that he said
Search
was
up.
black.
What was it that you can search up and see that?
Teenager in bad mood.
Yeah, teenager in bad mood, and then go down like 8 pictures, and you'll see it. It's a stock image.
The only way
I'll send you. This is the stock image stuff. Look at that. That's the stock image stuff.
The only way to find that is reverse image searching.
We reverse image searched it, and it's a stock image. Those stock images were from 2012. It started all the way back in 2012. So if he says, "Oh, this is what your girlfriend picked," so she picked that. She did that picture in 2012.
I'm kind of tempted to ask Cooper, when did
So
you
if
take that photo?
Jinx is the same age as us, Jinx looked like that back in when he was.
Well, here's the thing. The photo's called Teen in Bad Mood, so he's older.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Even though the ex-girlfriend that Cooper supposedly made up told him that he was 15.
Yeah, so
Or 16.
if that's the case, then he should be 8 years older than us.
Yep. So,
Or less. By like 2 years.
Gonna get away with that one, bud? No, you're not. The stock image was. There's no way that that's him. You can't come into our party and be like, that's a download. No, it's not. Because if it is, that means that Jinx is probably around now. From what it looks like, he looked like he was 15 in that photo. So now he would be 23.
Big difference there, bud.
Big difference. Good job.
Good
Anyway,
job.
guys,
You
let's move
exposed
on to
yourself.
another topic. He sent us a stock image. And then he said, then we asked him why he said the guy was black and now he is apparently white. Cooper was like, oh, the ex-girlfriend just texted me. I'll ask you. No, he said, hey, I'll ask the ex-girlfriend. And he said the ex-girlfriend said he uses spray tan.
Which is dumb because spray tan would have stayed on a lot longer than 2 months. If it was that much.
So,
Trust.
he's been making this all up, guys. I'm sorry to say, we, as the Outcast channel, we will formally apologize this to you guys that he lied to this about you, to you guys, because we didn't know, okay, before we made our disses. We didn't know. We didn't want to exploit you guys for popularity, but Cooper, Urban Zombie did. And we should have known this sooner, but we didn't.
May I ask why?
Anyway, so Cooper, you can do whatever with this. You can try and prove. You can send songs out, but the song that we listened to, the one that you, when we went over to your house, you played for us, was the same guy, the same Jamaican guy that we heard before.
Oh, and little detail about the Jamaican guy. Apparently, this video was made in 2012. Cooper didn't even have his name Urban Zombie in 2012, so...
Yeah, but
Just a small bit of detail.
when... Okay. Anyway. But guys, we have all this evidence. The stock image proves it. Oh, also we've got one thing. One hand hybrid. The new guy.
Oh, yeah.
The day that he made that up, the week that he made that up, I think it was Nate and Dylan were talking about this one-handed thing. And then this game called Hybrid, I think, right? Was that what they said?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's how Cooper came up with one-handed hybrid.
And not
Wow.
to mention that they were also talking about, oh, wouldn't it be cool if Jinx had a partner to
Yeah.
rival us?
And then Cooper, then one-hand hybrid made a diss right after that week. And one-handed hybrid's YouTube was made the week that he told us about him. There's no way that these people would just make a YouTube channel just to call out Cooper.
Now, if that doesn't sound suspicious to you, I don't know what does.
We have the stock image proof, which is proof enough that he lied to us about a stock image that he sent us. And said that this is the real one. The point, all these points that we've made should tell you that this was really a scam, and we did not know about it, and we are as pissed as you guys are if you're pissed right now, because we have been being lied to for 2 months. He tried to force us into making disses about a guy that's not real. And then he decides to have the nerve to tell me that I don't take responsibility for my actions. Well, Cooper, if you're watching this, how about you take responsibility for your fucking actions? And admit to your fans that you've been lying to their faces for months.
Because if you don't, we will. Because we just did.
We just did. Guys, thank you for watching this video. Cooper, I love you, man, but this isn't you anymore. You changed. I can't deal with you anymore. How dare you exploit your fans for popularity? You disgust me. Thank you guys for watching this video. See you guys all next time. Thank you.